So you all recently did a retail audit of Kentucky at the local Kentucky for Kentucky. What are some of the things you all noticed?
So we recently went to the Kentucky for Kentucky store in the Summit, and we noticed three major concepts that we really wanted to shed light on. One of them is talking about the sales tags, how they're kind of hidden. Another one is new items are to the left, not the right. And then also the tables and things that you can feel with your hands are sort of short and not really in grasp reach. So first and foremost, we have the sales tags. Right here in this picture on the left, you can see that there's this black square, and it really highlights what the prices are for the stickers and the dress. But it's really tough to see because it's underneath the dress, sort of. It's really like not easy for consumers and helpful. And then also you have right here another one, and they're right by the bear, but they're pretty vague, and you can't really see what they're talking about and which one they're directed towards.
Yeah, and I just want to add one more thing to that. On this one specifically, stickers themselves and the description of the product themselves really don't lend to the fact that they're to the products that they're actually describing. So it'll say blue/yellow stickers, and I mean, it's hard to tell which one's a blue and yellow sticker.
Very
and then
vague.
it also says just other stickers, $1. So it's hard to tell what price tag is going to which product.
Absolutely, very vague. And then also you can see here, there's atmospherics up in the top, and those are things, like deer head and Colonel Sanders and things of that nature, but there's no price tag for them, and we actually found out that you can buy them for 50% off, which there's no price tag for that, so it's not very helpful for consumers if they see something, they think it's really cool, they want to get it, but they don't even know if they can buy it.
Yeah, they definitely need to increase the signage and make it a bit more easy for the consumer to tell what's for sale. Also with this picture, you can see here, I know it's not easy to tell because, again, the sign isn't very clear. This is right here are the new products they have, and this is on the left hand of the store, and basically it's not very helpful in terms of the sales of the new products, and it's not very helpful for the consumers to see the new products themselves. So what was brought up in the Science of Shopping article that we read is this thing called the invariant right. And so what that basically is when a consumer walks into a store, they always inevitably look to the right. That's the first thing they're going to do. And when you place the new products on the left, obviously they're never going to see those products. And so another thing with where these products were located in the store specifically, it was found at the end of where the traffic ends, the traffic flow ends specifically. So the store is kind of set up as a big U, and you obviously start off on the right, and then the cashier's register acts as the turning point of that U, and then you find the new products and a few other apparel pieces of merchandise at the end of this traffic flow. So we think that moving the new products to the right where the consumer looks, right when they walk into the store, would be very good in terms of fostering sales and boosting sales for those new products. And then finally here we have the table we were talking about earlier. Basically, as you can see, there's a lot of products there. There's a lot of there's socks, there's mugs, there's t-shirts, there's hats, there's dresses, there's candles. We really wanted to make it a bit more simple for the consumer. We want to make it a bit more streamlined, and we want to raise the level of that table. So the table itself is it's about knee height. It's very difficult for the consumer to actually touch the products that they want to buy. And so we know that when a consumer touches a product, they're much more likely to buy that product. So raising the level of that table and maybe making it a bit more organized would help a lot in terms of consumers purchasing products from that table.
So you guys touched up on a lot of things that this store can improve on. What are some positive things you guys noticed? Some things that they're doing really well?
Well, yeah, we're not here to just harp on the store. Obviously, they do some things really well, and although it's a close-knit space, there's a lot of great things about it, like the atmospherics. They make you feel more at home, and that can create a sense of brand loyalty to where customers want to buy things from there and keep being involved throughout.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Kentucky imagery throughout the store as well, which also fosters the brand that they're trying to portray to their consumers. So we really like that aspect throughout the store. Retail store for Kentucky. Now we're going to go over the online store. What do you guys have for us?
Kind of to begin, I think in general there's too many categories and too many collections. A lot of the products that they have provided for us are too conglomerated, too unorganized, and there's too many in general to really distinguish what each consumer wants. I think simplifying the category and the collections themselves will make it a lot easier on the consumers and will ultimately help them, sell more products and increase a lot of attention, which I think they do a great job of at first, but initial exposure is a very important key in keeping the actual consumer's attention. And, if they actually make things a lot more organized and they're able to distinguish what each consumer wants, then they'll have a lot more success.
So now, as we head to their apparel section, you can tell that the website's very disorganized by one row, particularly here. I want to make sure I can emphasize this. You start with a Kentucky shirt, go to y'all socks with a Kentucky key magnet to another version of the y'all socks. In terms of aesthetically pleasing, it's minimal. Categorically, it doesn't make any sense. And overall, if we can reorganize the apparel better, I think there will be a definite increase in profits from purchases.
Yeah, to kind of go along with another category of apparel they have provided, they have a hats and a jewelry section, which only actually includes, I think, 2 necklaces and then 1 hat. I think they either should completely get rid of that category or put it next to the apparel section so it doesn't confuse consumers as much and it makes it a lot easier. A simpler, more streamlined approach may help and guide the consumer to specific products they actually want and not guide them away from what their focus is on.
Another key issue that we thought that stood out to us was when you click on a shirt, I can go through the whole purchasing process, add this Lucky to Be from Kentucky t-shirt, and go and straight to checkout, and I would have no idea that if I scroll down, they have their featured items or suggested items that they would like you to purchase. A $2 cup, although it might not seem like a lot, could definitely add on to the sale. So I think it'd be very imperative for the company to put that, maybe if we're gonna put it somewhere closer to the sides where it's very visible and in your face.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
So you guys have told us some of the negatives about the website. Do you guys have any positives that you'd like to share?
Absolutely, yeah. I think something they do really well is they provide a specific description for each product they have available. And, that may not seem like a big deal, but consumers like that. They like to know exactly what they're buying, what its use is, and how it can be useful to them, which I think is something really, really good that they added to their website.
And although I did bash part of the checking out process, there's one aspect that is overall great, and that is just checking out. It's all on one page. You put in your credit card information, the billing information, and the shipping information, and you're ready to go. That's the simplest part of the website.
Very simple process.